Hello? Flo, are you there?
I think so. Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What's going on?
I was just curious. Just a quick question.
Hmm.
So I've been talking to this guy through we met on from a dating app, and lately he just been talking to me here and there. He talked to me for like 2 days and then disappear, and then he comes back, and then he always say that he's busy at work, school. And then I asked, okay, let's talk on the phone. But he said he doesn't, he just want to text. And he said that's more important than phone. So I'm just wondering, like, why guys like to text and be on the phone?
So, how did you meet him?
From a dating app.
Okay. And how long have y'all been dating?
We haven't dated much. We just matched. We just haven't met yet.
Well, how long ago did you match with him?
I would say about 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Any discussion about a date at all?
No.
Okay. So, do you want
Yeah.
do you want to go on dates?
Yes, but it's more of he's a little long distance.
What app did y'all match on?
It was on Facebook dating.
Of course it was. Is this like a very it's like a very attractive guy?
For the most part, yeah.
Him not wanting to talk on the phone is a red flag. How much of a distance is there?
Like an hour, 40 minutes distance
Like a drive, hour 40 minute drive.
from me to him, yeah.
Okay,
But if we meet halfway, probably like 45 minutes
gotcha,
or an hour.
gotcha. Yeah, not wanting to talk on the phone is weird. So he's either hiding something or um, you're talking to a catfish, one or the other.
We did a video chat briefly while he's at work.
Okay,
And he does look like the picture.
nice. So we can eliminate catfish. Sounds like he's hiding something though.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's always at work or during the day. Then I guess at night, like around 9 or something, he goes away.
He doesn't talk to you anymore at 9.
Yeah, like after 9, kind of.
Yeah, that's a big red flag. This sounds like somebody's probably cheating.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Another question before I go is that another scenario is when I same thing match with a guy and then he do voice message and then he texts but then asks, oh, let's be on the phone, like do you like to be on, like so we can get to know each other better, but he's like, oh, I'm not a phone person, I just like to text. Like what kind of approach to make him understand like phone is a way of getting to know the person then or video.
Is this not the same guy?
It's a whole different person.
And they giving you the same objection? They don't want to talk on the phone?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not a phone person, I just like to text.
Gotcha. I would say it's the same thing.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Just want to get a little insight from what you think.
The real solution for you, love, is to get off them apps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Especially Facebook dating. That's the worst one. Trash. Okay?
Trash. Got it. Thank you.
No problem, love. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Not heard a successful Facebook dating story yet. So I would say you should probably get off that app. Even if you're going to do apps, like don't do the bad ones. Like Hinge should be the only app that y'all are on. If you're going to do apps at all, why are we doing anything but Hinge? Songo, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up? What's up, brother?
Chilling, man.
Good, good. Yeah, so I think we already know the genesis of this conversation, but I want to get your insight on this. I want to know if it's natural or if it's something that I need to address or ride through. But of late, there's definitely no way I'm going back. But of late, I every once in a while I feel this level of anger. You know what I mean? Like just like anger. So, do you think that's like a natural part of the process, or that's something that needs to be dealt with?
You've been feeling anger about your ex?
Yeah.
How long has it been since you dealt with her?
I think the last time was maybe that time I told you where I ran out. I ran away and had to like chase her from my place. I think that was maybe 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you dealt with any other women since?
Yeah.
You have. Any women
Yeah.
that you're serious about?
Mm, not really, although there's one that sort of has potential, but for her we didn't really get intimate. The ones I was intimate with, there was nothing really serious.
You have to just stop dealing with women. We told you got a validation issue. That's why you can't leave women alone, man. You're using women to distract from the grief. Anger is a secondary emotion. Underneath anger is typically grief. So you're still sad, and you won't feel the sadness because you feel that void with other women.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta be by yourself sometimes, man. You just gotta just leave people alone and just be by yourself. Be with your friends and people like that, but leave women alone for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. But honestly speaking, most of my friends are women.
I think that's still a validation issue.
Yeah.
I don't think you like women that much. I think you enjoy the experience of them. But why are most of your friends women?
Man. Oh, okay, so I guess I don't know. I think it's maybe just okay. I honestly don't know. I do have male friends, but most of them happen to be women.
Do you ever sleep with your female friends?
No.
Okay, that's never happened.
That's literally never happened.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
I know it might be hard to believe, but honestly,
I
no.
believe you. You don't strike me as a liar, big dog. So you say you'd have it, and I believe you.
Yeah, yeah. So I think maybe I will try my best. I will try my best to avoid and let the anger go through. But I just wanted to get your insights on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. This was compounded by like you continuing to deal with her, so you kept building on top of those emotions, right? But right now, you just completely eliminate her, like the advice I give other people who are trying to move on. You don't, reach out to her. You don't follow her on social media. Have a block on everything, and block even secondary people, friends of hers. Family friends, so that you're not getting like access to her through other means,
Yeah,
right? And then when you feel any kind of emotions, you just feel it.
yeah,
You don't need to act it out or express it. You just need to feel it. Feel it is how feeling it in your body is how you ultimately process it and release it. So
yeah,
that should be the focus, but also not distracting yourself from the emotional experience either.
yeah. Yeah, but what I the blocking thing I did it. I did the
Right.
same. Like I was so, there were also people who didn't understand why I was being so thorough with it. For example, the brother's ex, she was like, "No, you can just mute me or whatever." I'm like, "Nah, nah, nah. You don't understand the level of crazy this girl is. I can't have any tie to that. That hasn't stopped her from like calling me with different numbers. That hasn't stopped her. I actually ended up having to move. I'm in the process of moving to a different place
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't like that thing where she could just come through to my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I actually told the guards at the gate that she shouldn't get in, but there were new guards that came to the apartment, so she ended up coming in. I
Mm-hmm.
kick her out. She comes back like 30 minutes later. So yeah. Yeah, but as always, thanks for the advice. Keep on doing the Lord's work and be blessed.
All right, brother. Best of luck to you, man.
Cheers.
Man, Songa going through it with his crazy ass. Let's see if Shorty's still here. Hello.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. Promise I'm not trolling.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh, thank you. I just want to know if someone that I recently stopped dealing with, if he cared or if he was like an opportunist.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had to give that disclaimer and then I will land. I was in a relationship with a gentleman for 4 years. I say relationship because as I'm learning, if we're doing all the things, I'm going to say it's a relationship, okay? However, in all fairness to him, he did not pursue me in terms of like a commitment. Okay, I accepted that. However, when I would confront him, I would say, hey, where's this going? I can't keep like having this interaction with you if you're not going to commit. What's going on? Now I do take accountability. Every time he would say, oh no, I'm just not, it's not you, it's me, the whole cliche thing. I never really accepted it, but I dealt with it. So I take responsibility. I did not leave. So long story short, in the interim, he would show me a picture of this little baby. And he never said anything. I'm like, who is the baby? Is that your nephew? Is this your cousin? He would not say who this child was.
Didn't you already call in and talk about this?
I'm sorry?
Didn't you already call in and talk about this?
I don't remember calling your particular panel.
So you call a lot of panels to talk about the same story?
Yeah, because I can't seem to get an answer that I'm satisfied with.
Well, that's weird, love. I got to be honest with you. That's very weird to call in a whole bunch of panels and tell the same story. And that means you don't want the truth. You want something that's going to allow what you want to hear. You absolutely called here and talked about this. That he was.
Do I need therapy?
What he was sharing. I would recommend it for sure. That he was sharing pictures with a baby, and then you ultimately realized that that's his child, right? We already talked about this. That means what I told you completely went in one ear. Yes, I did, 100%.
No, not you. He never said.
Okay.
I kept asking, who's the baby?
No,
but nobody really targeted that.
That's not
why he would show the baby, Coach.
That's not what you told me. You told me that was his baby. So now it sounds like you're just making stories up for attention, which is lame behavior. Gotta go block her as well. That's also not her in the profile pic, so she's already weird. She's already weird. Because it's not even her in the profile pic. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. I don't have a good memory. I have like an ADHD memory. When people say shit I've heard before, I remember it. She also wanted to chat me like, she's so pretty. That's not even her in the profile pic. And then she's calling in multiple panels telling the same fucking goofy ass story. That's weird, man. Anyway. Beware of weirdos. There's a lot of weird people out there, men and women. Weird people. Beware of them. Okay? Beware of them. I'm not trolling disclaimer. All right. So we got someone with some discernment on the live. Yes, the whole I'm not trolling is 100%. Do you know how many panels you have to call into to forget which ones you called into? Think about that. If it was like 2 or 3, she would remember. That means she's probably called into like every dating live she comes across. With the same goofy tail. Begging to be pulled up. Right. Fuck out of here, man. And she did. Those people who remember the call, she did say that he said that was his child. And that he said, I didn't know how you would take it. So now I'm thinking that the whole story is made up, just like that profile pic. I think I heard that story in another live. You probably did. Kiana, am I lying? Didn't she say that it was like, he said it was his child? Weird people, man. There's some weird people out there. Jesus Christ. That's a real person being weird like that. It's like Shorty who was like catfishing on this live, who was like an OG, who was pretending to live a whole life. She took like this IG model's picture And then I've seen her like in other people's lives talking about the experiences of being a beautiful woman and how men think that she's uh like too into herself and want them for their money, stuff like that, and how annoying of an experience it is. And she took somebody else's pictures. So she's crafted this whole fictional identity and goes into lives talking about it as if that's her lived experience. Just y'all be careful out there. Be careful out there. Cause Jesus Christ, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, let me see if there's any other like normal callers. I see people drop out the queue. Don't like I'm not gonna I promise you I'm not mean. It's I don't like goofy shit though. Hello.
Good evening.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. That was very perplexing.
Right.
I'm new, but thank you for taking me.
Absolutely. What's going on?
Would you like me just to jump in?
Sure. What's going on?
Okay. Well, I'm 45. I'm divorced. I've been divorced for 10 years now. I had one relationship since then, and I started to date again, rather recently. So I've been talking to a really cool brother that I did meet online, and things are going well. He's extremely generous, and he does a lot of work in the community, which I admire, and he just has his stuff together. I have no real complaints about it, but for some reason, I think I have some anxious attachment because I keep trying to find a reason why I should go. And it really wasn't. He hasn't done anything.
Right.
He's consistent. He's consistent with his communication. I just went out there a couple of days ago and he gave me like 2 dozen roses and $100 for gas. Like we're going to a musical next weekend. Like he's really been a really cool guy.
Right.
And I did 3 years of therapy. I still have a therapist. But I'm just like wondering what I can do to kind of lower my fight or flight, I guess, like that. I don't know if that's the proper term for it.
I got you. Okay. So you're 45 years old, and how long have you been dating this guy?
We've been dating for about almost 3.5 months now. It's very new.
Okay. Are y'all official or still just dating?
You know what? We're dating exclusively. We both said we're dating exclusively, but I've never referred to him as my boyfriend or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay. And how long ago was your last relationship?
We ended last September around his birthday. So around September 14th, about that.
And
Yeah.
how long was that relationship?
It was on for a year.
Okay.
We broke up for a year and we got back together for about 1.5 years.
Okay. Why did y'all break up both times?
I was giving a lot of myself.
Right.
And I wasn't getting much in return. He also had a lot of trauma from his ex-wife, and it just seemed like he hadn't really done the work. And I just felt like our communication wasn't the best. And like I like flowers, so I told him like I would like flowers. Can you give me flowers sometimes? And he's like, well, since you asked for them, I really can't get them because they're not special anymore. So it just was some stuff my dad and my uncles were like, no, girl, no, you got to go. So, yeah.
Okay. What was your most significant relationship?
Gosh, I had a really, really, really wonderful fiance back in undergrad. And I just kind of was too young to realize like that type of love isn't a dime a dozen, you know?
Right. Okay, so you had a good guy, and that ended. Why?
He was in medical school, and it was really boring watching him study all the time, so I kind of wanted to be outside. I was just young. I was in my 20s.
I got you. Which relationship gave you the most pain?
Definitely my marriage. I got real religious, and I married someone I had only seen about 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very loveless marriage with a lot of emotional abuse. But I wanted to be married, so I stayed for a decade. But it was extremely painful, and it took a lot of healing post marriage.
How long ago did that end?
We separated in 2015. The divorce was finalized in 2019.
Okay. Okay. And the longest relationship you had since then was the last guy, the one you were with for a year, then a year and a half?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only real relationship. Yeah.
You've had since? Only real relationship you've had since?
Since I separated from my ex-husband, yes.
Okay. What did you like about the guy before this recent one?
He just was like a gentle giant. He was always helping people, his family, those around him. I also felt kind of bad for him because I could kind of feel the sadness in him, and I was like, "Oh, I can love you like she didn't love you." So it was a little bit of like sympathy too. But he's just the type of guy that'll just show up for you. You know, he just shows up for his friends, shows up for his family, and he's a hard worker. I liked that about him. I felt very safe with him also, and I found him to be very trustworthy.
Gotcha. So, okay, that makes sense. And what do you like about this current guy?
I like that he's so involved in the community. He works with incarcerated youth as well as has a really cool podcast about community events in the Bay Area. I like that he's an extremely hard worker. He's been doing HVAC at the same hospital for 20 years. Like, he bought his Tesla with cash. Like, he just really has his stuff together. He's very kind, and he's just cool. He's not pretentious. He had a baby at 17. He's putting her through nursing school now. Like, he just has a lot of qualities that I find admirable. He makes me want to work harder, do more, like that.
And when did you start to feel like you wanted to run?
I had a little moment in like the first month, and I was like, I had a little talk with ChatGPT, but it's been like this last week. I just keep trying to find something, and I don't even know what I'm looking for. We're going slow. We live pretty far, so I don't even get to see him that often. But for some reason, it just seems like I can't get fully comfortable in the relationship.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, this could be a attachment focus. You're like what I call like a stage 2 person. Have you ever dated a guy that you really had a lot of chemistry with?
Yeah, and it crashed and burned. I have, yes. Yes, I did
Okay.
once, yes.
Who was that? And when did that occur?
Oh, okay. We weren't together, but it was post-divorce. It was very quickly after my divorce, and it was like a whirlwind romance, and it really kind of like, it kind of changed me, and I kind of went down for that. But it was literally like maybe like 2 weeks. Like, so yeah.
You said it changed you. How did it change you?
I just never kind of mused like that. Like, he just made me want to write poetry, and I just was like so fiery.
Right.
And I just like thought he was so handsome. I could barely even look at him full on without feeling like I was blushing. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, I felt like how Erykah Badu said, he made me feel like a little bitty girl.
Right.
I felt like that. I was like, oh, this is what they talk about in the movies. This
Right.
is, wow, this really exists. This is really real.
Right. And why did that end?
He was a player from way back, a photographer that went all over the world doing photography, and he just was just dabbling. He had no true intention of being with me. It was very painful.
It was very painful. What was very painful, like when it ended?
It was because I was wet behind the ears, and so I didn't really understand, the ways of the world again after being, like, sheltered, like in a marriage for a decade, raising
Right.
children and things like that.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So there's a couple of things going on here, but I think the primary thing that is happening is one of your relationships created a very painful experience, right? And then you get with a guy who seems to check all the boxes, and him checking all the boxes means that the relationship may work, which means that you have to commit, which means that you have to open yourself up. And opening yourself up means that you could potentially get hurt again. So
Yeah.
you're looking for the escape hatch. This isn't like an avoidant thing. Avoidantly attached people fault find like unconsciously. They don't consciously look for flaws. You're talking about you're looking for something. So that's not avoidant. Not saying you said, I'm just like for the chat. But yeah, you are looking for an escape hatch, and it would behoove you to lean into this connection and do the scary thing, right?
Okay.
Maybe even talk with him about it. Maybe even say how convey some of those feelings towards him, right? Because it's like you said with your college experience, right? Like you probably haven't met a man like that since,
No.
right? Right. And how long has that been?
Wow. That was like 2003, like around, yeah.
Ladies, y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? I want all the women in
Yeah.
the chat to hear that. 2003
Yeah.
since she met a man like that. She's not met a man like that since. You see why you got to get your shit together? Do you see why you got to move up the stages? Because if you don't, you miss opportunity, and then you possibly will never find it again. So, yeah.
And he's a head psychiatrist now in upstate New York. Yeah.
Ooh.
Fumble.
Right.
Hashtag fumble.
It happens, man. It happens to men and women. It's just
Yeah.
you're young.
And I rushed into the marriage shortly after. I didn't even know how much of a rebound the marriage. I got super religious and just married a stranger. So it really, it changed the trajectory of my life,
Right. So, yeah, with this one, you could potentially be making the same mistake. Now, it's also still early. It's 3 months, but you kind of like see red flags at the 3-month mark. And fortune has smiled upon you and then brought you someone else that seems to be a good fit, right? So, you calling in is a great sign. Okay?
Thank you. Okay. I
That
was very nervous. Thank
if you don't feel any kind of like assurity or like any kind of confidence, someone who couldn't hold this connection wouldn't even have called in. They just would have ran. They wouldn't have asked for anything. They wouldn't have asked for any advice. They wouldn't have sought any counsel. They just would have ran and then stayed going. But you're fighting the instinct to run, which is why you
I
even
really am. Okay. I really, really am.
Right.
I really am.
right. So
I
that
really,
so then
really
you
am.
have the strength to stay then, for sure. Even if you don't think you do.
Okay.
The part of you that called in is the part of you that's going to be the reason why you can stay in this connection, for sure.
Okay.
For
Okay.
sure.
I really appreciate your time, and it was kind of I just learned a lot about myself just hearing myself talk about my timeline. So
Right.
so thank you for what you do. Thank
Absolutely,
you so much.
love. Best luck to you. Okay.
Okay. Have a good day. Okay. I'm gonna just go back to the comments now.
All right. You take care. Bye.
You too.
All right, people. If y'all want y'all 1 hour coaching call, we can go a lot deeper, and then we can go on this live. Because with her, there was a lot more to unpack. But this icon right here, hit that button at the bottom of the screen, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. This is paid. Do not be surprised when you see the price, okay? It's not free, right? It's not free. Paid. With this call, you get clarity on your situation, so you stop racking your brain. And you also get a roadmap on how you can solve your issue, okay? If you've already purchased your 1 hour coaching call, you also can get the implementation package. It's 3 30-minute calls where we help you apply what we discussed in the first call. right? So you can adapt to changing variables in real time. All right. So get your 1 hour coaching call. But yeah, that's the most important thing I want to call out there is one, good on her for fighting that urge to run. So many people, both men and women, do not fight that urge. They find someone who, this is stage 2, right? This woman that was just on the call was stage 2. You know, stage 2 is predicated upon, stage 1 is I'm reactionary. I just react to stimulus. There's no real thoughtfulness. And then a person at stage 1 gets hurt and they get to stage 2. They start reflecting. They start saying, I'm doing something wrong, right? So then they start leaning into strategy, right? They for the first time, they apply strategy to their dating and relationship connections, right? So these are the men and women who are actively avoiding getting hurt, right? Actively avoiding getting hurt. They view every connection through the lens of their wound. They're constantly assessing, are you going to hurt me, right? It's very difficult because some of those people will encounter stage 3 people and they'll run. And then other ones, rare ones, like our previous caller, will encounter a good man or woman and then fight the urge to run and stay. And it will be one of the best decisions they've ever made, right? Because part of the way that you get to stage 3 is you are actually loved correctly, right? So if you're a stage 2, if you get with a person who's stage 3, just being with them can help move you up to stage 3. That's why they tell people who have insecure attachment styles, it's best to get with someone who is securely attached, because the securely attached person can show you how to love properly, which can move you to secure attachment, right? Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good, thank you for accepting my request.
Sure. What's going on?
Okay, so I am 31. I don't
Okay.
know how this works, but I'm 31. I met someone on Facebook dating literally on Thursday. We went on our first date Friday.
Okay.
It went well, so we went on a second date Saturday, like the next day, and we spent basically the whole afternoon together. Like it was just one activity after the next, and it was really fun. We had a great time. I definitely let my guard down, and we went back to his place at the end of the night, and it got physical. And starting the next day, Sunday, everything was fine. Monday, his communication kind of was a little bit weird, but I attribute it to he was at work. He works 12-hour shifts, so I didn't say too much about it. And then when he did get off, he texted me in the morning like, "Hey, going to work. Probably won't be on my phone as much." When he got off of work, texted me, "Hey, how was your day? How's it going?" Everything was fine. Tuesday, I sensed a shift in his tone and texting and his energy. So I just asked him directly, "Hey, are you still interested in me or no?" And he was like, "Yeah, I am interested in you, but I'm just busy with work, so I can't text you, throughout the, while I'm working and all that stuff."
Right.
So I was like, "Okay, no problem. Just wanted to make sure." Tuesday night, texted me when he got off of work. Was just like, "Hey." I was like, "Hey," he said he was really tired, but I was like, "Hey, do you want to get on the phone real quick? If not, it's cool, no problem." And he made up some excuse that he had to call his sister or something. And then he was like, "But you can call me tomorrow," which was Wednesday, because he's off. So I was like, Wednesdays, I work a long day Wednesday. So I was like, "Nah, I'm going to be at work all day. And then by the time I get home, I'm going to shower, go to sleep." And then he was like, "Okay, cool, no problem." And then that was that. So Wednesday morning, I sent him a voice note on my way to work, like, "Hey, good morning, on my way to work. Have a great day, off, whatever." He never responded. And today is Thursday. I haven't heard from him. So I'm just guessing that I've been ghosted.
Yeah, I would agree. What's your question, my
Yes.
love?
How do I get over it, and how do I prevent this from happening again?
How do you get over it? Time, right? So you stop investing energy into it. So you just have to close the door fully. If there's like an open loop situation, it'll continue to drain your energy. Just block them, right? Block them. and then also don't talk about this a lot more, right? Like you may need to talk about it a little bit more just to process it, but like at a certain point, stop talking about it because you want to stop investing any energy in that direction, and talking about it is investing energy, right? You ever like had someone to piss you off and then like you forgot about it and then you told somebody about it and as you were telling the story it made you mad again?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like talking about it doesn't help after a certain point. So how do you stop it from happening again? I always tell people that the pool that you date in matters. So
Okay.
I am anti dating app for anyone who is serious. Like if people want to be casual, all that kind of stuff, dating apps are phenomenal because that's primarily what they're here for.
Okay.
If you want something serious though, it's not to say that you can't get it from a dating app. It's just you're going to go through. Wait for it to come back.
Sorry.
You're good. If you want something serious though, it's not that you can't get it from the dating app. You're just gonna go through so many traumatic experiences in the process that it's
Yeah.
probably gonna mess you up unless you're like one of the fortunate people who just find their person immediately when they download the app. The quality people on dating apps don't stay long. They're up there
Yeah.
for like a week or two and then they dip out. So anyone who's been up there for any like good amount of time, like it's probably going to go south. They probably have some severe attachment issues or are not emotionally available at all, which is what you run into. Okay?
Okay.
So you need to file a
Got
class
it.
action lawsuit, right? So I always recommend people to put themselves in static environments. Okay, there's two types of environments you can find yourself in: static environments and dynamic environments. Okay, dynamic environments are environments where every time you go there are different people. So like bars, clubs, brunch, places like that, grocery store, different people there every time you go. A static environment are environments where you put yourself where there are the same people there every time you go. Okay, this is the reason
Okay.
why it was so easy to form romantic connections in school. Right, static environment. Same thing.
Right.
Same reason why so many people want to date their coworkers. Static environment. Because when you're in a static environment, there's one thing that is there's an additional variable that places like dating apps do not have, which is reputation. If you met this guy in a static environment, it is less likely that you would have gotten this experience because reputation. People want to protect their reputations. This is how we've dated and connected romantically for most of human history, right? We've had a community approach to dating where like you know my people, I know your people, and in that type of environment and that type of dynamic, people treated each other better because of reputation, right? But not only do people treat you better due to reputation, you also get warned about people due to reputation. So there's a weirdo, there's a guy who was hitting on every woman in the establishment and you're in a static environment. If he then hit on you, you will probably be warned about it. Probably go to the bathroom, one of the girls be like, you know he hits on all of us, right? Like all of us done talked
Right.
to Buddy, right? So now you get a little warning and then you avoid him. It's just the better approach. Now, the thing is, a lot of people hide behind like they're not social, they're introverted, they're shy, yada yada yada. I get that, but you have to do it, right? Because dating apps promise speed, but the cost of speed is you have to you get speed by sacrificing quality. It's like a TV dinner, a microwaved approach to dating. Yeah, you can meet people fast and you can meet a lot of people, but you're sacrificing quality in the process. Put yourself in a static environment is a longer play, but you position yourself to find more quality connections.
Got
It doesn't guarantee if you meet someone in an environment, in a static environment, that they're going to be quality. It just means that that's just the better positioning that increases the odds of you meeting someone who's at least going to treat you well. Maybe you don't have any chemistry with them or anything like that, but they at least they'll treat you better, right? On a dating app, you're not even looked at as like a real person. You're looked at as just a match.
Right. That's true. That's a great point. Okay. Got it. Got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you, all right?
Thank you. Have a good night.
Saying don't get physical so soon. I forgot that point. Forgot that point. I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, maybe don't get physical so soon, but that wouldn't have changed the situation. Even if she waited If somebody just wants to sleep with you, it doesn't matter how long you wait. They're still just going to want to sleep with you. You didn't change their intention. But I hear you. Yeah. Sleeping together too soon is probably, it's just not a good thing. But it does give more time to gauge their intentions. I don't know about that, Rye. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I do not know about that one. You don't really see the intention switch until after you slept with the person. It's a real, I've made a video about this. This video really resonates with both men and women. It's the fears that both men and women have. The man's fear is, because men and women have different fears. The fear of men is, if I choose you and commit to you, will you stay? Right? Because so many women don't, for various reasons. Because that's very costly for a man, right? To commit to you. When a man commits to a woman, he's basically being like, I will die for you. And that doesn't go away, mind you. Not really. That's why people say it's rare for men to love. Because think about how taxing that is. Just collecting people who you would die for, right? That's a very special thing to have. So their fear is, if I could, that's why men are so commitment phobic, by the way. That's why we're so phobic of commitment. Because it's like, if I do, that's a lot. It's a big cost for me, right? For women, it's a different fear. The fear is, if I open myself up to you emotionally and physically, will you leave, right? It's not commitment focused. It's more so like, if I get vulnerable with you, will you just leave and hurt me? So it's different fears, but they're very similar. I won't say who has it worse, but it's very, very different fears. But for both, you don't know, right? You have to roll the dice. For men, there's no way to tell if she's going to leave or stay. You just got to roll the dice, right? For women, there's no way to tell if he's going to leave if you open yourself up like that. Sometimes you got to roll the dice. Be discerning, of course, but, there's always going to be an inherent risk. Lotus, were you not here for the last call? I literally just did the whole thing about static and dynamic environments. But no, there is no place you can go to meet quality men. That place does not exist. You have to be discerning enough to recognize it when you see it. I have learned that if they are not including you in their plans or trying to get to know you, it's not that simple, Kayla. Some people who only want to sleep with you are very good at pretending like that's not their intention. I'm sure some women that you have experienced that. I thought he was really into me. He asked me about everything. So we had such depth in our conversations. Yeah, some people are skilled like that. But then there's also the reality of like, sometimes buddy just don't like you anymore. That's also true. I thought I liked her. I don't really like her though. To you, it feels like he slept with me and then left. But in reality, it's like, no, I slept with you and then you were kind of annoying. Because that does happen too. Like there's so many, I love this stuff because there's so much nuance. Because sometimes a woman will sleep with you, get closer to you, and through the act of sleeping with you, you activate her attachment, and then she becomes annoying. She's annoying after that. So then she becomes annoying, and then he gets annoyed, and then leaves. And then you're like, he only wanted to sleep with me. It's like, no, I did like you, but you became annoying after that. So I don't, I don't like you anymore. I like the chill you, not the annoying you. So you think that happened with the last guest? It's possible. It's a blind spot for women. It's possible. It's very possible, especially like more anxious attachers. You sleep with an anxious attacher, they can sometimes, not all the time, but they can, well, it's to varying degrees, I'll say. Definitely change with anxious attacher. Anxious attacher, yeah, you get intimate with them, things can change. They can either become very annoying or just like slightly different, not annoying at all, and everywhere in between. So would you agree that it's just the risk of dating? 100%. Yes, take calculated risk, but you will never diminish all risk. It's part of the game. Danny boy,
Hey, what's up?
what's happening, Chief?
I was gonna let you take the other Danny first, but yeah, just a quick anecdote to support what you said about the experience. I dated this girl one time. We hit it off. Great chemistry. We got along very well.
Right.
Then we hooked up. And immediately after we hooked up, she got a little crazy.
Right.
And she even joked around. She's like, "I'm crazy. You're mine." And I immediately questioned if this was a good idea. I was like, I don't think I like this person anymore. That absolutely happens. It's a very real
That's a very
thing.
real thing. Yep. And to her, like if you broke things off at that point, it's like you just wanted one thing, and it's like I didn't though. You just got
You
weird
feel
after.
so bad because you're like, I'm not that kind of man.
Right.
But you ain't making it easy when you call yourself crazy, even jokingly. Ladies, never.
No, don't warn them on that. Don't warn them on that, because only the crazy ones do it. So you don't want the crazy ones to stop, signaling that they're crazy.
I don't
Only
think
the
it would
crazy
stop
ones.
people right now if they were really crazy.
Only the crazy ones joke about being crazy. Maybe we should ask these questions before sleeping with her. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody's asking you, how are you after coitus? How are you? Do you change much after coitus? Like that would be a weird conversation to have.
Yeah. And even then, like, people will tell you what they think you want to hear to get what they want.
Right.
Men or women. Like, it's not, y'all act like you just, it's like the whole, are you a cop question thing people believe. Like, you can't just ask someone a question. They're just like, oh, I have to answer it honestly. Yeah, I just wanted the cheeks and I'm dipping out afterward. It's not going to work that way. Because then no one would get the cheeks. You know, girls, I guess the girl equivalent is like being taken out if they're not interested in anything. So, like, if they tell a guy they just want to be taken out and not seeing anything serious, they're never going to be taken out. They're going to tell you what they think you want to hear. They get what they want.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that does happen a lot. I mean, both things happen a lot. It's hard to discern the difference. Like, sometimes women call in, I definitely tell them, like, well, did you change your behavior? Did you start becoming a lot more needy after that? Like, what was the behavior like? Were you still kind of, normal? Or did you change significantly?
Right. Sometimes we're not aware of how we show up.
Because sometimes it's that complete opposite happens. Sometimes she gets ghost and creates distance.
Yeah.
Both happens. You'll experience like the very like clinginess afterwards, and you also experience like, shorty ain't talked to me in a while. What's going on?
Yeah. They get a little spacey with the contact.
You're a little skittish. So you'll experience both of those. It just changes things, and that's why biblically we're not supposed to be doing it until I can get married. You know what I mean? It's the reality of the situation. Like, it is just the reality of the situation. It does change things. But yeah, A lot of
Yeah.
guys have had it. That's why I think some guys in the chat were like, "Yep," because they experienced like, I really wouldn't have went anywhere, but she got different. But I do think like you can kind of mentally prepare yourself. Like I mentally prepare myself. I just don't know how you gonna change. I know a change is coming. I know a change.
Yeah.
I know a change gonna come, right? So it's like I'm just curious to be like, what is gonna change here?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a toughie. I think some experiences you just have to see them through. You don't always really truly know. I think trying to know the answer all the time is a sabotage in itself.
Right. I mean, I think a lot of guys just don't have the tools to deal with it. So
Right.
that's what I try to give. I try to give them. Kiana picked up what I was putting down. Good shit, Kiana. Kiana always in it. She always in the like connected. But once you understand that change gonna come, right, and then you understand like the stages. It's like, all right, I know how to play this, no matter what happens.
Right.
You know if they take space, you know to give them space, and you don't change what you do. Like
Right.
really, the secret hack to all this stuff is when you think about stages and attachment. Some person has to be the grounded one in the connection. You gotta be the grounded one in the connection, which means you're just unmoved. And that can ease other people's like nervous systems. Like you don't want, like I used to tell guys to like react. That's why I say I constantly change my mental models on this shit. I used to say like, oh, if she takes space, then you also take a step back. I don't say that anymore. Now I'm like, no, you just stay the same.
Right.
You stay the same. You don't change. You don't react either. So if you see Shorty like take space and act different, and you normally would call her today, call her. She may not answer, cool. But because everything is like a power dynamic nowadays, all the advice given is like power. Like you will see people ask questions like, when I dive into like their thought process, they'll say things like, "Oh, I don't want her to think," or I don't want him to think." You know, I've had clients be like, "Oh, but then I give my power away." I'm like, "What are we doing? Who cares?" And first of all, no, you don't. But also, who cares?
Right.
It's just such a low paradigm to come from.
Just kind of act on what you want to do. I
Right.
think that's something I'm trying to orient more towards. Just do what I want to do.
That's the masculine position, is what do you want to do? And you do that, right? So you see Shorty pull back and you want to call her, then call her.
Yeah.
And then if she doesn't answer, then you move on,
Right.
right? So someone being grounded is you do the things you normally would already do.
Right.
And that's
I
a
think
lot
that
more effective.
comes back into your stages, where the higher you go up, the less supply you need from others. When you're just doing what you want, you're not acting out of a way to get a certain outcome.
Right.
You're pursuing the way you want to pursue. You're staying consistent
Yeah.
the way you're comfortable with.
And when you move that way, because people get into this thing of like, I want this person. Slower stages, right? The higher stages, it's like, no, I move this way. And the people who naturally like gravitate to it are the people who are meant for me.
Right.
No.
To answer the question from, I put it in the chat. I think Paul started to come in to help. The other guy's question is, I normally, just pace my own way when it comes to those, I guess, women that only want intimacy. And the right ones stick around, the wrong ones leave. That's kind of the approach I've taken as a solution. But I guess at the same time, I don't really... I guess depending on... He didn't really answer the question, but I think it depends on where you meet them, too. Where you position yourself.
Dating apps are going to be primarily where you find women who just want to sleep with you.
Right.
And like bars and like night game as well. So if he's meeting them like in like nighttime activities, yeah, they're probably gonna just want to sleep with you. That's what they're out there for. They're not outside twerking to meet their husband, right? So the pool that again, the environment and the pool that you date in matters. So yeah, if you do just want to sleep with people, your dating apps are fantastic. But if that's not what you want, then it's like, yeah, then you're fishing in the wrong pond, for sure, for sure. And you have to slow it down. Like I've experienced what he's talking about. I've experienced like, I don't think these chicks like me for real. They just kind of like are attracted to me, right? It's like I get the vibe. It's like, okay, you're just very attractive, but you don't really care. I know. I can feel the difference.
Yeah.
So, but with those, you just have to slow it down. If you cross a certain threshold as a man, especially in like attractiveness, like you have to slow it down and not be so fast to escalate. You kind of have to move like a woman a little bit.
A little bit. You gotta learn some defense once you get the attraction problem situated. That like most men will struggle with throughout their lives. You know, learning a little defense, a little vetting.
What did Pretty Lady just say? So I need to go out during the day to get a man. Pretty Lady, you been trying to find men at night?
Oh,
What have you been trying to do? To get a serious? You been going out at night? You been going to clubs trying to find? I hope that's not what you were doing, Pretty Lady. Hope you weren't trying to find your husband out at the clubs. Okay, just making sure, love. Just making sure. But yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do. You got to lean a bit more into safety. When you, because if you're like really attractive, your looks are giving off so much spark, and it's also context dependent as well.
yeah.
If you have like a lot more status than the woman in question, like if Michael B. Jordan was talking to a regular woman, he doesn't have to flirt. He
Right.
doesn't have to do any of that. He just can be very nice. He can be just as nice as the guy who she said was too nice, and it will register to her much differently because of who it's coming from.
It'll just work. Yeah.
Right, right. So you gotta be aware of like the social standing as well. That's another variable. That's for like these conversations I have with like higher like guys higher up on the totem pole, not your average man who reaches out to me.
Right. There's like the active and passive attractors
Right.
that factor in and everything.
Right, right. Active attraction, passive attraction for sure. For sure.
Awesome.
You like a man.
Well, I'll let you take care of these other callers.
All right, bro.
I'm working on that spreadsheet for the mods meetup. I'll talk to Hannah,
All
get
right.
some more things.
Sound like a plan, man.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right. Other Danny, what is going on?
Hey,
Hi.
this was quite educational. A bit of a reality check actually coming into this live stream. I have been on dating apps for about 2 weeks, and what you've been talking about, they just all they want is sex, basically. So I feel like from now I'm just gonna come off of them and hopefully to meet someone in real life in a more natural way. Not just looking for somebody and just obviously keep working on myself, because I've got a lot of things I could do myself with prioritising, and I don't think it's the right time to be looking for someone right now, and I have realised that tonight.
Okay. Do you have a question?
No, but I just said I would appreciate the live chat, and you have brought out a lot of good points. So I just, yeah, that's just made me make a decision that's probably just to come off all these dating apps, and just enjoy the freedom that I have. 'Cause I've been single for 2 years, but
just maybe focus more on my career. I'm 36 and I've started to study to become a personal trainer. So, I've got a lot of good future prospects to be focusing on. And if I do meet somebody in near future, it won't be on dating apps.
So I like that plan.
Yeah.
All right, love. Well, I appreciate the words. All right, you take care.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
I want like Lucky Charms all of a sudden. I'm glad to hear that y'all are getting off these apps. That's a good thing. If anything ever happens to me, it's one of the owners of the apps off me, for sure. I would never off myself. So if anything ever happens to me, it was either Bumble or Hinge. Okay? I want y'all to ride for me. I gotta ride for me. It was either Bumble or Hinge. Okay? And stay off though, because some of y'all say y'all stayed off and then y'all get back on. You need that dopamine, that validation. It won't be the hint creator? What? Oh, the Hinge creator. Haven't been on in like a year. It's the apps are seductive. The apps are seductive. I remember my days. How long has it been since I've been off any app? It had to been like a year. I got some, because I still have Hinge. It's just not active. There's some fine shit up there right now. But I have not used it in like a year. What's like the last time y'all have used an app? I want to see what the chat's been using. Who's on apps right now? Who's like off of them? Facebook dating. Ugh. I was on Hinge last week. Never did a dating app. Go ahead, Natalie. Okay, until I spoke to you. Nice. Lindsay said yesterday. Lindsay is not listening. Jamie says November. Danny said mine is pause. Okay, cool. You met your man on the app, but you feel like you were lucky. You were lucky. Again, it's possible. It's definitely possible. It gets less probable year after year, though, because they get worse and worse. Stranger danger there. Right. I start with Facebook. Why are y'all doing Facebook dating? Like, I haven't even seen an ad for Facebook dating. I didn't know Facebook dating was even a thing until y'all told me about it. That's Facebook advertising when you're over there? Okay. Facebook dating. That's the thing. I tell my guys that I coach, I'm like, listen, if you like, I'm not the biggest fan of apps, but like social media is way better. Everyone knows Instagram is the best dating app. If you're going to go dating app, Instagram is the best dating app. Facebook dating sounds like when you're matched with a long distance cousin, right? Yuck. At least I know they are attracted to me. Okay. Yeah, ain't nothing like Instagram though. Ain't nothing like it. They even have like the match. The match is they follow you back. You like something to theirs, see if they like something to yours. They do, green light, shoot. That's it. Very simple. Slide in the DMs, exactly. You need to know the language of Instagram, right? You gotta know the language of Instagram. You know the language of Instagram, then Instagram becomes a dating app. Easily. It's funny too, because like there was like women who were possibles, I would say, on Instagram. And then Valentine's Day hit, and all these women who you thought were single as a Pringle start posting their Valentine's Day gifts, start posting their boyfriends. I'm like, when y'all getting relationships? Where that relationship come from, love? Where did he come from? I'm gonna delete this draft. Let me delete this draft real quick. Are you married? Yes, I'm married. Yes, I am. Sorry, I am. They found people for a few days before Valentine. You think they found them a few days? No, I think they've had them for quite some time. And they just have not posted for whatever reason. Is Hinge that bad for men? The people who are winning, the people who are winning in this current dating market are the top 20% of men. They're winning. The ones who are not emotionally available, they're winning. That archetype is having a field day out here. Is having a field day out here. So everyone else is suffering. If you're not in like the top 20% of men on a dating app, you're not getting anything. You're not getting anything for real. You're not getting anything for real. Like, the gap is so large. Like, even on a dating app, women who don't look that great behave like they're like the top 10% of women because of how much attention they get on dating apps. I've talked to guys. I've had that experience before. I've talked to guys who are like trying to match with some shit. Like, maybe they're in a dry spell and they're like, I'll match with shorty because, you know, get this L up off me real quick, right? And then she like is acting sedity. And it's like, wait a second, babe, hold on. You look like Kodak Black. I don't know why. Why are you acting this way? Where did you get all this confidence, Kodak? Kodak, where'd you get all this confidence? I don't understand. It's because so many, one, men greatly outnumber the women on dating apps. And two, it's like so many are going at them. And then three, some of the top guys will hit anything. They'll hit anything. So some of the guys who are up there might hit Kodak. They might hit Kodak. Right? So now Kodak done got hit. Now Kodak thinking they fine shit now. It's like, what's going on? It's the economics are all in a disarray. And it's primarily because of dating apps. Like, it used to be, will hit Kodak. Right. It used to be, like, he probably had an off night. Shorty was ready. He's like, all right, whatever. I'll hit Kodak real quick. Right. Now she's like, her confidence is on 10. So she looking at men who are really out of her league and like, fuck you think you want? Like, she treating them like they little bro a little bit. And they're like, what is going on? So people used to know like where they kind of stood, right? They just knew where they kind of stood. Now that's gone. Now men still know where they stand. Men still know where they stand because nothing really has changed for them. But a lot of women, they have no idea. And the economics is all fucked up. It's all fucked up, right? But that's within dating apps. It's not outside of dating apps. not outside of dating apps, right? But within the dating app ecosystem, yeah, shit is crazy. Let me see. I'm in Atlanta. I'm seeing some good looking men. They definitely aren't the majority. Okay. Nothing wrong with high confidence, and it's not all about looks. I disagree with you, Nora. It's not all about looks, but they definitely play a part. All right. You rarely see very great looking people make that point. Yoon, what's going on? Hello?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I accidentally went on here.
That's all good, love. I'll take you down. You're fine.
So sorry.
You're good. You're good. I'm glad to see you and didn't like panic. Hold on, Maya trying to come up? Hey. There she is.
Oh shoot, my camera's on.
There she is. What's happening?
What's going on, Mark?
Chilling. What you got going on?
Okay, so I have an update
Okay, talk to me.
on Old Flame.
Talk to me.
And I felt like I had to come up and tell you when you were talking about Valentine's Day.
Right.
Okay, so there's a part I left out of the story.
Okay. Do a little recap for the rest of the chat, and then give us the update.
Recap is I reunited with an old flame who ghosted me back in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And I was calling to ask Mark, do you think these type of people change, or am I being delulu? Like, should I leave this alone? And he was like, yeah, people might change. Like, you gotta see.
Right.
Who said hell no? Anyways, let me not read the chat because I'm gonna be triggered. So I saw on Valentine's Day that he had posted with a girl. This is before we reconnected.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know that is what triggered me to connect with him again after 5 years.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's
you
very
left that
toxic.
out. You left that out for sure.
Yeah, I left that out. And so, what is it? I think it had been like a week of us speaking. And I was kind of trying to fill it out because I noticed that when I approach things directly, people don't want to tell you, kind of like when you come at your child a little too hard, they're not gonna tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like poking a little fun at it, but eventually got him to come out and tell me yeah, I'm really enjoying talking to you. I miss what we had. I miss our conversations and stuff like that. But he's like, I got this girl back home or whatever. And I did not like the comparisons he started to make, even though it's like, what did I expect?
Mm.
So, I know our connection is great. I know that the love is there and all that stuff. And in a perfect world, I could come back and be, we could be that. But you have a girlfriend now. It's just the reality of it. So I ended up telling him the other night because I had talked to God about it. I really care about this dude and stuff. And I really would like for this to work. But morally, I know better, and I just need you to tell me what to do. And I knew that he was conflicted himself, and I feel I swear I heard a voice that was just leave him alone.
Right.
And so it was a day passed by. I hadn't said nothing just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it was before I went to bed, I was okay, I gotta say this because I know what's right to do. So I texted him and let him know
I just don't feel right about this. This isn't fair, and I don't want you to make a decision based off of my influence just because I came back.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologized, kind of took accountability. Like, it was wrong of me to come back at this time. Like, you've been DMing me all these years.
Mm-hmm.
And I waited till I saw another woman to do this. It's not like me. I never want to be the other woman.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I owe it to myself not to just take half of you. So he responded with, I told him, like, we need to give each other space. And I understand that might mean you like where you are. And so he said he understood where I was coming from. And that he respects my decision. He never wanted to hurt me, and that was that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just glad that I was being a grown woman and I did what was right.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I love talking to him, and even though we had great conversation and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
just couldn't be.
Just couldn't be.
And surprisingly, this time, I don't know if this is me being, like, mature and stuff. Like, I'm not too sad over it. It's just, like, I think that was before I got the attachment going that I put a stop to it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm rambling.
You're good.
But I just wanted to tell y'all the update. And the other thing I realized is, I think I told you, he works on the railroad. So he leaves home 6 weeks at a time and goes home 2 weeks at a time.
You were dating John Henry. Okay.
And so he's coming up on going back home for a week. And I like, this isn't what I was thinking about before, but I'm like, well, what was he going to do when he got home? And she up under him now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm really proud of myself. But
go.
I left that part out.
A big part, a real big part. Mm-hmm.
I was ashamed,
doing
but
that.
I was like, they gonna eat me up for this. But I think that was the Delulu part of me that was really like excited to be talking to him again. That I.
Do you feel like if you did get him that you would still want to like deal with him?
No, because that was the other thing I said in the message. If I got him right now, it's like, well, you could do that to me. And I was like kind of feeling like I don't want to take this image of you seem like you've grown as a man, and I feel like I'm being like a temptation to you, and that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to change how the progress it seems like you've made looks to me, because then I'll be like, like I'm not gonna be secure, and I'm very secure in my relationship, so I don't want that to change anything for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you made the right decision, love. That's
Thanks.
Good. That's growth.
I appreciate that. I
Next.
think it's very stage 3 becoming of me.
Stage 3. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm just kidding.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still firmly stage 2, but you're on your way. You're certainly taking steps.
I'm on my way because I know better, and I actually did better this time. I made a little accident, but I corrected it. I straightened up.
Right. There you go. I mean, that's all you can do.
Oh no, I'm saying stage 2.5.
It's progress, not perfection, man. So you look at not how far you have to go, but how far you come, right? So old you probably would have like saw that through all the way, but then who you are now, the person you're becoming, you're like, nah, this ain't who I want to be no more. So let me go ahead and end this real quick.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Go ahead and start over. All right, Mark. Thanks for not judging me too bad.
You're good. Once I let you down, I'm gonna go ahead and start eating you up. All right.
Bye.
All right. Take care. Now let's really talk about her. All right. What do y'all think? No, that's good. I'm glad to see that Maya made the right decision in that one. Glad to see she made the right decision on that one.
For sure. For sure. But you see, that's that external supply we were talking about, right? That's the external supply. It's like it's the validation that you get. You start generating that internal supply, you don't really need the external supply as much. So you won't even be in a situation to even consider this. We all been there, no judgment on my end. Well, Vanessa, I don't know if we've all been there, but I hear you. She's absolutely stunning. Yeah, I told people to shoot at Maya. I told them to shoot at you as well. Breezy Bree. Has anyone been in your DMs from this live? Say yeah, your name. My shooters need work. I keep telling guys, like, there's some pressure here. Of all kinds, all shapes and sizes, all ages. Y'all's DM should be flooded. I don't know what my guys are doing. I did that once during my lesson. Right. That's good. Super, have you done that before? I'm curious if Super has. Okay. All right, Vanessa. Clean it up now, huh? I mean, lacking judgment. I got you. Wink. Who did I just send the invitation to? Uniform, ignore that. Not mean to send that. Bring up redneck. I tried to bring up redneck already, and it didn't work. Hold on. Let me see if Buddy's still here. Yo.
Hello.
I know what's going on there. I can tell by the voice. You got a matchmaker's throat. I can hear it. Hear it in the vocal folds, brother. I know what's going on there. The timing of him trying to come up, he tried to come up when Maya was up. When Maya was up, I heard him. I saw him try to come up. I was thinking of what he's trying to do. He's from Ghana. He been advertising himself. Yeah, he was trying to shoot. You can tell it's Lonely Throat. Lonely Throat is crazy. Lonely Throat is insane. I don't know why Redneck keeps dropping. We're going to go ahead and take Betty down because she did not mean to come up for sure. He didn't need advice, Maya. He was trying to get up in there, huh? She's from Atlanta, big dog. So you're probably over the pond, but she's currently in Atlanta. So if you can make that happen, then make that happen. Just post a picture with your current girlfriend, and then that's how you get Maya's attention. You got to post a picture with your current girlfriend, your current lover, then shoot her a DM after that. She's gonna be like, no, he didn't. And then that's how you do it. That's how you goad her. That's how you tempt her a little bit. That's how you tempt her a little bit. You gotta post a picture with your girl first. Nah, that's old Maya. New Maya doesn't go for that anymore. Okay. New Maya don't do that no more. Where are my shooters at? If I got some shooters in the chat, just make yourself known. I gotta know who to keep an eye out for. Cause I know I say no matchmaking and I stand by that. Because I don't want to talk to people who are into matchmaking, but a lot of y'all don't see what I see. I can see everyone who joins. I can see people who follow me,
And I'm like, I don't know why your DMs aren't being flooded right now. I think it's more women than men here. Yeah, this live is 70% women, for sure. It's way more women than men. It's like 74% women now. She may be stage 2, but she's never number 2. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, it's 74% women here. The number has increased with women. It used to be 70%. Now it's I can't stop it. They've taken over. You know, when I first did this live, I like made it very clear this is for men only. When you first join, I think it still says like men dating a relationship like in the caption. But women just kept flooding in, man. So how do you know it increased? I keep an eye on my analytics. So you run a business, you gotta look at the data. It's very important. All it takes is one though. All it takes is one what? Yes, it still says that. I gotta change that. I meant to change it today to make it like gender neutral. Because that we probably will get more people in here if I don't have that little caption that says like men's dating and relationship advice. What you mean by shooters? Men who are single, who are trying to get, trying to meet women. They do it the wrong way. I try to teach them how. That means you have to open all your coaching to women. We are your biggest audience. I already have, Ruby. That's why I said if anyone wants to schedule the 1-hour coaching call, this icon right here, hit that button at the bottom of the screen, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation, and if I can help you, I will send you the link to book the 1-hour coaching call. But I have not. I see more men in your comments on posts than lives. Right, my post, I still only post for men. But what was I saying? So you have the 1-hour call, then you have the implementation package, which is 3 calls for 30 minutes over 60 days. And then you have, which I've not pitched to women yet, it's the full transformation. That's like my biggest offer. Only men have experienced that thus far. No woman has been worthy of the 3-month package. I don't know if I will pitch that to women. They'll probably like stay capped at the implementation package. Unless they convince me. I didn't think I was going to be that effective with women. But, the calls that I've had with women so far have been very effective. The last one I worked with, she was married to a psychologist. Posted on my story today. She was married to a psychologist. Currently has a psychologist and a therapist. And I solved her issue in 1 hour that they weren't able to solve through like multiple attempts. So, call is worth it. Okay? Call is worth it. All right. What kind of questions y'all have? Drop them in the chat. No more callers. I'll be here for a few more minutes. But what questions do you have? Are they still together? Yeah, the coaching with women has been very effective. They're still together. I have other women who their man was pulling away, or the guy they were seeing was both the guy in the relationship or a guy who they were dating were pulling away. And I told them how to play it in order to get him re-engaged. If there was any chance, like do this to see what happens. So a few of them got the men to be re-engaged. Some have gotten clarity that this relationship is not for them, right? It just depends on the situation. How do you create spark? The couple of traits that align with spark is like being charismatic, being smooth, being physically attractive, dressing well, smelling good, right? Being bold. But ultimately, creating spark requires you to take a social risk. You have to take a social risk to create spark, right? So men who will make a move on a woman is risking something. A man who will playfully tease a woman is risking something, right? He's risking rejection. He's risking what he is saying and doing not being received well. So you have to be a bit bold. You have to be a bit courageous to create spark. You cannot create spark and play it safe simultaneously. Does that make sense? Whoever asked. Smelling good is a spark. Is men's hygiene a big factor for y'all ladies? Like, not does it matter, but like, have you experienced bad hygiene a lot? Don't ask, should I park here? Just park, right? Hygiene's been a big one for y'all. Teeth mostly. So is teeth the big one, or are there other areas? Musty. Who was musty? So fingernails, musty. Teeth has been the biggest issue hygiene wise. Okay. All right. Maya says no, she hasn't. She says she's not messing with these funky men like y'all are. Dental hygiene and missing teeth. Okay. All right. Fellas, y'all paying attention to the hygiene piece? You got to get in the shower, spread the cheeks. You got to spread the cheeks. You don't want to date with full combo, musty and bad breath. Musty and bad breath is diabolical. So what the hell did I join? Okay, so teeth is the number one thing. And the dude wife don't. Okay, I see I hit a nerve here. I've been waiting to get that off. How frequently has that been a problem for y'all? Lips. How does the lips look bad? Like dry? They got dirty lips? How does one have dirty lips? Okay. Okay. Dry lips. Okay. All right. All right. I got you. Yeah, I think it was a blind spot for me. I didn't know that was a big deal. I guess the guys who I've coached, it's not really been an issue. But I have like a mutual up here. This gay guy makes really good content. But it was on my earlier videos. He was like, he commented on it. He was like, nah, the number one problem with these men is they hygiene. They gotta wash their musty balls. I said, what? Huh? Really? People were like, yeah. I was like, huh, I didn't know that. I guess the guys who can afford my services don't have that problem. So, dude walked me to my car and thought he was that. Grabbed my chin for a kiss. He grabbed your chin. He did the pickup move. The pick up the chin move. You jump back. Yikes. 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 I mean, the chin move was fine. But like, what was wrong? Was his breath sinking? And did you know his breath stunk already? I would imagine that was found out on the date, right? So I got to make some hygiene content. That's what y'all are saying. You got to keep the distance so you don't want the chin move. Yeah, I tell guys that's how they kind of can know breath was stank. He walked me out of the function. I haven't even said yes to a date. Oh, so y'all weren't even on a date. He just walked you out of wherever y'all were and then tried to kiss you? Ay, ay, ay. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would he do that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Because when I teach guys this, I try to let them know, like, this shit is not that difficult. It's not that hard. I don't understand. Just don't be weird. That's really the advantage nowadays for guys. Guys, if you're listening in the chat, the advantage is just not to be a weirdo nowadays. Because so many guys are. If they're not doing what Maya just suggested or talked about, they're like deep into like red pill material. And then the weirdness takes a different form. It takes the form of like them engaging in red pill talking points on dates. Which even if you are in that world, like, why are we talking about it? It's just weird. I get the cake solely on not being a weirdo sometimes. Right. That's really the advantage now. That's really the advantage. You just don't be weird, bro. The bar is low. You ain't even got to be this hyper successful. It's great if you have all those things, right? All the bells and whistles. But really, not being weird gets you so far. Just when I thought the bar couldn't get lower, all I have to be is normal. Yes. Yeah, you will be surprised, bro. Yes, 100%. Just don't be weird. Have a little bit of game. Have a little bit, and when I say a little bit of game, bro, I mean a little bit, man. Just an inksy winksy bit. It don't take much. Does not take much. What was the analogy? It's like if you're with your friends, right? If you're a group of your friends together, right? And like a dog is chasing you, you ain't got to be the fastest. You just don't have to be just don't be the slowest. Because if you're the slowest, he gonna bite that ass. He's gonna bite that ass. And then he's going to regret his decision because you probably didn't wash it, considering what everybody's saying right now. With the hygiene. See a pit bull bite someone at? What was that? Hold on. Uniform. Why you... Uniform, why you change your name, love? What happened to his uniform? Why is this uniform now? Oh boy. How do I tell if a girl is serious about a relationship? How long have you been dating her? Are you asking hypothetically, Sam, or are you actively in that situation now? Asking her is not going to be effective, Tracy. Tracy, a lot of women are skittish nowadays. A lot of men are complaining about this. The men who are serious, Tracy, the ones who are,
is hard to get. The caller who called in earlier, that's what a lot of men are experiencing now. Remember the caller who called in earlier who was like, this guy is doing everything I want him to do, but I'm actively looking for a reason to run. That is what a lot of men are experiencing now. I've experienced it. Yeah, I've experienced it once per year since I've been single. So I've experienced it twice since I've been single. Yeah, dose 100%. Women are very skittish nowadays. Not all women, right? But a lot of them have been hurt. They're going through painful experiences, and then the future men have to pay the price of their past pain. It might have to send a confirmation real quick. But yeah, so a lot of them are like, what the fuck is going on? Look at Wealthy. Wealthy just confirmed in the chat. They're like, what is going on? Like, I'm not even like these like dudes who are just trying to hit and quit. I really just want somebody. And it's like, they run, bro. They get up out of there. It don't matter what the attachment style, anxious or avoidant. It don't matter. They get the fuck out of there. Told you, stage 2 is very difficult. Because if you're stage 2, you're in a place where you're perceiving everything through your wound, everything through pain. You're constantly assessing if this person is going to hurt you, right? And then stage 2 is really tricky, especially as a woman, because you're high enough to no longer be with the men who would hurt you. You may entertain them. In fact, a lot of stage 2 women still entertain those guys. But Maya was the perfect example. They still will entertain those guys, but they ultimately won't get into something with them, right? They might, but it's not guaranteed. But they aren't developed enough to hold that which they claim they want. So when they do find the guy who checks the boxes, they run. Right? So they're between a rock and a hard place. They can't get who your situation reminded me of it, because it was illustrating this is the type of person who you used to go after. And maybe you even want to a little bit, but ultimately you're still like, nah. You know what I mean? So like stage 2, they'll be like, they still may be attracted to that type of person because the wound still makes them attracted to them. But ultimately they'll end things, right? But then when they come across the person who matches what they want, they'll run because they may feel like they're not good enough, or, oh, this person actually is good, which means if I get with them, I have to open myself up. I don't want to be hurt again, so they run from that. So they run for a different reason. That's a lot of single people. Remember, most single people dating right now are stage 2. They're playing defense. Stage 1 person isn't playing defense. They're just going with the flow. Stage 2 person is actively playing defense. Right? Stage 2 person is actively playing defense. Now, if a stage 2 person is courageous enough and they get with a stage 3 person, the stage 3 person can love them and engage them properly and then help them move up. Not because the stage 3 person is doing anything, it's because of the safety that the stage 3 person is giving to the stage 2 person. Their nervous system can relax. They ultimately learn that that person is not trying to help them, right? Not trying to hurt them. And that effectively makes them raise up a little bit. If they know you're good, why are they afraid to get hurt? Because it's not about like you hurting them all the time. Sometimes it's about like, one, the possibility of getting hurt, but then also I might not be good enough to this person. If this person sees me for real, they're going to leave me. If they see that I'm damaged, if they see that I'm not perfect, if they see these flaws, they're just going to leave, which will hurt me. So I'll make the decision for them. I'll get out of here. Leave before you get left, essentially. Exactly. Exactly. It's very difficult. So what you want to do with a stage 2 person is test capacity. Self-sabotage. 100%, bro. There's 2 ways to test capacity. Intimacy. I just posted a video on this today. Intimacy and friction or conflict. Those are the 2 ways to test capacity. Intimacy and friction. What will make a stage 2 person run are those 2 things. Intimacy. Oh, you found love and I'm still here. Right, I get it. Yeah, it's like a little competition. And here's the thing. I find that like, so when you introduce intimacy and conflict to the dynamic, that's when you can tell the person's capacity. So guys who have experienced what I'm talking about, when you got closer to the woman, when there was more intimacy being cultivated, that's when she ran, right? Because women tend to run from the intimacy. Men tend to run from the friction, the conflict. Where can I find more info about the stages? Dose, that's my concept. So you won't find it anywhere else but here. Nah, vice versa for me. Yeah, it's a general rule, but like, yeah, men can run from intimacy and women can also run from conflict. So really, the solution is just to be more authentic. A lot of people are performative. I was talking to a woman who was dating a guy for 7 months and she brushed everything under the rug. She never brought up any kind of conflict. And then she discovered that she was stayed at his house and discovered that he may have had other women over there. And she like flipped. It's a part of my coaching, Tima. And she flipped. So for him, he's like, I thought you were chill. Appreciate you, love. He's like, I thought you were chill. Where did this come from? From his perspective, she did a 180. She was a chill, cool girl. Nobody, didn't cause no problems. Didn't really have a problem with anything. He liked that. He liked the peace, right? But then once she brought up conflict, that's when he ultimately was like, oh, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship. 7 months in though, right? So I told her, if you were authentic at month 2 and brought up conflict or friction organically, you would have found out his capacity at month 2. But because you swept everything under the rug and didn't really engage in that way and pretended like everything was all good, you invested into this for 7 months just to find out that his capacity was never at the level where he can actually be in a relationship. Now, how can you tell a stage 2 person has high capacity? What do y'all think? What do y'all think is a sign that a stage 2 person has high capacity? What is a sign? I want to see the chat answer that question. They may want to be in a relationship, how they handle discomfort. Get more specific, CJ. What do you mean how they handle discomfort? You can tell in their demeanor. How can you tell in their demeanor, Wealthy? Try to give me a specific answer. They go against their instincts. Okay, James. They can talk enough to make you not keep asking questions. Okay. Okay. What else we got? They are okay being alone. All right. Ability to handle conflict. How do they handle conflict, Super? They stay engaged during conflict. Okay. How much they engage with depth and intimacy. All right. They're slow to speak, active listening, match the energy. Good answers. The way that you can tell is that they return. They're going to get activated.
So a couple of answers are very close, like how they handle conflict, they stay engaged during conflict, all of those things. Is if they stay engaged, one, they don't leave at all, right? Which will probably be they're closer to stage 3. But then two, even if they get activated, they get back to baseline. They get back to baseline. So intimacy increases. They may create space. They may go cold or create some distance. They may go silent, but then they return back to baseline and re-enter the connection. Other stage 2 people will stay destabilized. They will not return back to baseline. Shit is it just stays weird after that first like spike. Or they just end the connection entirely. Like the example that I gave, 7-month example. What's the healthy time frame to return to baseline? 24 to 72 hours. 1 to 3 days. I think I'm not ready for a relationship then. Again, this is a stage 2 person. Maya, are you saying that you get activated and you stay going? When you're dealing with a stage 2 person, you have to understand the shit that it comes in cycles. They'll get activated and they're going to get activated again. You'll see cycles. There'll be something spike and then they'll get activated and you'll see a reaction. And then they'll return back to baseline. This stuff is cool. And then there'll be another spike and you'll see another reaction. It's going to keep doing that until enough time has passed to where they finally feel safe and they can rest into the connection. I will say that's moderate capacity. High capacity would be they stay engaged. They don't leave at all. Moderate capacity is they create distance and then they get back to baseline and come back. Low capacity is they either don't come back or shit just stays destabilized, in which case, or they just end the connection. So you got to know the person's capacity. I'm still waiting for him to come back. It's probably not going to, love. I hate to tell you that. Gotta find somebody else. Is there a wrong way to handle it? What do you mean? From what perspective? The person who is observing this or the person who's actively like running away? They connect with you just to hit you with the not ready. Because they don't know they're not ready most of the time. The person who is actively running, yeah, you come back. Sure. Or don't leave in the first place. That's the proper way to handle it. Can you embrace that discomfort and do the scary thing? A lot of people can't. A lot of people can't handle it. Some people can. So that's how you judge. But you need to know that though, because most of the single market is stage 2. So get used to it. Get used to it. Danny said he stage 2. That surprised me. I dated a runner for the first time. Hated it. Word. It's not fun, man. When they don't return. They do return. You go through a few cycles. It's like it's stabilizing a bit. But there are some updated where it's like once they get activated, it's like shit never goes back. Shit never normalizes. You'll see that often with fearful avoidance. Like they get activated, it's cooked. You're cooked. Danny coming through. Danny boy.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
Chill.
Yeah, I think I'm stage 2. At least based on what I know about your stages. I'm still learning.
Why do you think you're stage 2?
Huh?
Why do you think you're stage 2?
Even just what you explained now about being activated. Obviously responding or reacting to that activation and then coming back. I think that's where I am in a lot of my behaviors, where like I might get anxious. I might need to pull back a bit and process that, and then I come back, but I still get very activated in certain situations.
So you pull back?
A little bit,
Really?
not like hard, but usually like I'm very aware, and this is advice you've given too, is like don't act or don't say things when you're activated, right? Like don't make decisions when you're in that place. So usually it's more like just staying in the pocket or like composing myself until I can engage in a way that's not self-sabotaging. So more often than not, I have a lot of tools for managing my activation when it comes, but still need to talk to you and work on the core issue, right?
Right.
As opposed to just patching it and surviving it.
Yeah. I mean, that's good to know. I didn't know you ran. Because I would use, when we talk about this, you would say you're stage 2 a few times. I was like, really? Danny's stage 2? Like, you're obviously not. Like, because there's like spectrums within the stages as well.
Right.
Right? So there's high stage 2, there's low stage 2. Like Eva's high stage 2. Eva's transitioning to stage 3. But, yeah, that was a surprise. But you've never told me that you run.
Well, I don't run. It's more like if I'm talking to someone on the daily, like I might pull back for like half a day, maybe a day at most, if they've done something that made me anxious or upset. And a lot of that is really just not to make a bad decision or say something I might regret in that moment. Now, granted, other than that connection I had with the other girl, which I wasn't really activated at all throughout that connection, to be honest, which surprised me. I guess the closest thing I had, and even in some of the connections before,
Well, hold on. So it's not just, so stage 2 people are perceiving everything through their wound. Do you feel like you're doing that?
No.
They're actively avoiding pain. This isn't about you getting activated.
Okay. No. I'm not doing things to avoid pain.
Yes, they're trying to avoid pain. That's what they're oriented around. Are you going to hurt me is what they're fixated on.
No, that's not really a thought process, or I guess a figure I have in mind.
Right. You're stage 3, or you're at the very top end of stage 2.
Okay.
But no, you're not perceiving things through your wound. That's what the stage 2 is about. It's about, I do not want to be hurt.
Okay. That gives me a better understanding of the stages then. I think I leaned on like because I have activation that plays a part, at least unconsciously, what stage I'm at. But it seems like if I'm not making decisions based on like avoiding or deflecting pain, that behavior in essence is where your stage kind of puts you at.
Right. And it's like ultimately what determines your attachment style is your behavior within connection.
Okay.
So feeling anxiety, you can be earned secure and still have this exact experience that you're having.
Okay.
Because you're not allowing the anxious attachment to control your behavior. And since it's not controlling your behavior, you're effectively secure.
Okay.
The anxiety doesn't go away. I still feel anxiety. I still get that.
Yeah.
It doesn't control any of my behavior.
Okay. I think maybe the need or maybe the feeling the need to manage it behavior when it, I guess kind of like you said, I'm at the edge where I still need to consciously control, my presence when I'm activated, as opposed to just choosing to be present, and not letting it affect that. It's nothing severe. Like usually, I might like disappear for like half a day at most. I'm not like gone for days.
Right.
Or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. So I mean that doesn't seem like that's a problem. You know what I mean? Half a day doesn't even probably register. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or doesn't even register to the person you're dealing with.
Okay.
Because you come right back. So it's like, that's why I was like, because I don't leave at all. Anyone who's dating me can't be like, well, yeah, it's different. I'm like, no, I haven't. With no one I've ever dated ever acted different.
Okay.
Ever. So it's like, yeah, stage 3 is, the challenge with stage 3 is you are, managing perception can kind of be a problem there.
Okay.
Managing perception can kind of be a problem. That's like projection and all that kind of stuff is mostly gone at that point. There's still slight projection, and the projection that occurs is you fill in the gaps. Stage 1, you're projecting entirely. It's just purely fantasy projection.
Yeah.
Stage 2 is you're projecting your wound. So you are projecting the fact that this person is going to hurt you. So you read into everything that they do. You read in and connect that to your wound, to your pain, right? Even if it's like what you're viewing things from a distorted lens. You're not perceiving reality accurately. Even if you think you are, you're not perceiving it accurately. You're perceiving it on high alert. Like, is this? Think about like let me see. Think about it from the perspective of like someone who has like PTSD, like a veteran who went to war, and every loud noise, they're like, that's stage 2.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right. Firework goes off. Like, the fuck is that? Who's shooting?
Yeah.
Who's shooting? Right. That's stage 2. And then stage 3 is you don't really have any of that, but you're still managing how you're being perceived. Right. All that kind of stuff. But like I said, at stage 3, you can have a good relationship. Even if you don't move higher than that, you're fine. If you stay at stage 3 for the rest of your life, you can have a good relationship with someone. Getting to stage 4 is not necessary. Getting to stage 3 is necessary. 100%. Getting to stage 4 is not necessary. But people, most of them, stay their entire lives at stage 2.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. And that actually clarifies the stages a lot more for me. Understanding how they work.
Right.
And then before you said that, stage 4 isn't necessary, and it's a baseline you can achieve with the right kind of work, but there's times where you can access it.
Yeah, you can access it at stage 3B. 3A, you're not, you still need external supply, but it's probably external supply that comes from your accomplishments. Stage 3B is mostly internal. And then at stage 3B, you can access stage 4, but it's conscious. Remember, it's conscious competence.
Yeah.
So you have to try to. At stage 4, it's just kind of your default setting. You can also drop down the stages as you become dysregulated. You can be at stage 3, gets really dysregulated, and drop down to stage 2.
Okay. So this is why you got to be careful with who you're choosing. Okay.
Yep. So y'all know I help you move up the stages. That's part of what will help with this coaching call. So if you want your 1-hour coaching call, you can hit this icon right here, the button at the bottom of the screen, the lower left-hand side. Hit that. Send me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. But yeah, so getting up those stages is incredibly important. For stage 2, there's 2 ways to do it. You either work on yourself independently, hard, possible, hard, or you just date someone who's stage 3. And don't run. And if you don't run, you naturally will probably move up the levels.
Yeah, guys, sit your ass down. Put the cheeks in the bag.
Put your cheeks in the bag, baby. Because remember, stage 2 is all about like protecting yourself. And then when you feel safe, you're no longer protecting yourself. So
Right.
Just elevate to stage 3.
Okay. Cool.
That's how it works, though, brother.
Awesome. Appreciate it. I'll let you wrap the show up. It's getting late.
All right, Chief. I appreciate the question, man.
Thank you.
All right, people. That's a wrap. If you're new here, make sure to follow me. I go live twice a day. I'll be live again tomorrow at noon Eastern time. If you want your 1-hour coaching call, remember this icon, hit that button at the bottom of the screen. Shoot me a message. I'll be in touch. Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care.